Alright fellas, a patch recap here of Hotfix 69-1. So as per usual, we have number tweaks that at the moment, from what I can tell, doesn't do too much. Barbarian's physical damage reduction penalty from Rage got increased. You take more damage, that's about it. But again, they were already one-shotting each other, so it didn't really matter. Barbarian two-hander, armor pen change from 15 to 5%, so useful to use this perk over this patch. Maximum PDR MDR cap has been changed from 75% to 65%. I haven't seen anyone reach over 65% with the current PDR, like, scaling. So I don't know why it got reduced, but alright, sure, whatever. Remove infrequently used random modifiers. This one is very interesting. I'll talk more about this. I'll go over the rest of the patch note. Change all equipment have slight differences depending on rarity, so apparently that only affects like pretty much just the rings and capes and amulet. That's about it. Everything else will still roll the same, but you can see here like a ring of finesse, legendary, +3, and if you go down a rarity, +2. And blue is also rare quality is also well, even lower, I guess. So green and blue is the same. The next step is epic, and the next step is legendary, and then there's another step, uniques, which will roll one higher. All right. They've also slightly reduced the damage of all weapons, but each is no longer an axe type weapon. All right. I guess. Crossbow armor pen change from 30 to 20%. Crossbow equip time increased from 2 seconds to 3. Windless armor pen change from 40 to 30. Windless crossbow equip time increase from 3 to 5. And that is pretty much it. Just a bunch of number changes. Nothing changed really. Everything's remained the same, but they managed to actually make this make the game. It's just more inconvenient and worse overall, I would say. So back to the remove infrequently used random modifiers part of the patch. So they removed a bunch of what we used to call dead rolls on items. All right, what most people would consider dead rolls anyway, but had a bunch of usage for a bunch of classes like bards, wizards, warlocks, and druids. And what are those roles exactly that has been removed? The infrequently, used random modifiers. One of them includes memcap. This set used to have a bunch of random memcaps sitting around in like random pieces. And like my cape, for example, used to have memcap. My chest piece, you have the memcap. And my ox pendant used to have memcap. But here's the interesting thing. So for all of my sets before, has precisely enough memcap to cast every spell that I needed, which was 20 memcap requirement to use Tree of Life. Alright. But since the removal of that, I can't anymore. So if you want to have if you have to be an unlucky spellcaster, you're gonna have to start building knowledge into the rest of your gear on a lot of pieces. Alright. Additional memcap was like a cheap way of getting to that, memcap requirement without getting, the cast speed. Because knowledge gives you memcap and cast speed, while memcap just gave you, well, memcap and no cast speed. So it's like a cheaper way to like build, like, a caster. But yeah, that's no longer an option. If you want memcap, gotta have knowledge. Knowledge on a lot of things. Like I already have knowledge on my hat, knowledge on my boots, +3. I guess I'm gonna have it on my glove as well. And my chest piece, like it's annoying. It's gonna make it building a druid extremely inconvenient. That's it. And then there's another modifier that will be sorely missed, and that is buff duration. Buff duration is fucking gone. That's it, gone. So buff duration loadout, you know what? I used to have one right here. This kit used to be a buff duration set. Dex HP buff duration. Yep. The hat used to have buff duration of magic damage. My glove used to have buff duration instead of the magic resistance. Instead of the fucking... Actually, this cape technically got a little bit better. It got 1 add fist damage. It used to have buff duration before. My rings used to have buff duration. And my pendant also had buff duration. So this buff duration set, gone. One entire like build of this character just vanished. And it's not just for Druid as well, like, you know, Warlock runs buff duration. You know, to the people who know, you know, if you know, you know. Some fighters run buff duration for like for the sprint or second wind. Some wizards like run buff duration, you know, to get their haste ignite to last longer. It's so many like niche loadouts that just kind of just like boom, gone. Like, you know, just build variation in the game, just poof. That's it. Um, Additional memcap, since it's been removed, is no longer rolled on anything, including spellbooks. And for druids, it was like a stable, like, you know, to get memcap on your books, you can like, you know, reach the total of memcap needed to cast any spells. Also gone. So yeah, it sucks. All my books have memcap before. It's all gone now. Who does this help? Like by removing this stat? I have no idea, but whatever, man. On the plus side, there's way less RNG now in spell, like, you know, what spell books can roll. Like if you look what it can roll, like look at this. It used to have like way more stats. Now it's just this. So if you get like a legendary spell book, you're always pretty much guaranteed 4 of these rolls. Since it can only roll 6, like there's only 6 things it can roll. The higher you go, the better you'll get. Simple as, because then you can always get 4 out of 6. Magic power, magic damage, magic healing, you know, or HP. Yeah, just makes loot less exciting overall to get, because everything's just the same. Like, I guess that's where they're going. They're trying to reduce like the RNG in everything. Like, I don't know why they might as well not just bake it all into these items and call it a day and turn this into a battle royale. Like, we might as well at this point. Ugh, yeah, I don't know, man. CBA. That's it, fellas.